Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Happy Friday. We made it through another one, baby. We are back. See, we got some people in the chat already. I appreciate you. Make sure our volumes are good in here. Becky first in the chat. Appreciate you, Becky. You've been in there for a little bit. Scarf Mommy in the chat, too. Crooked Orchids, hello, hello. She says, I'm off for the Orchid Show this weekend. Should be nice. Hey, a weekend off? That's good. That's new for you, right? You don't get a lot of those, so that'll be fun. Is that the American Orchid Society show? Where you can name some more plants, maybe? Is that the same one? She says it's a toss, but with the weather, if it's not so nice out, we get more foot traffic there. Okay, yeah, okay. That makes sense. People want to go hang there since it's like inside. I get it. Meech says, dang, Becky in there with the quickness. Dude, yeah. Becky was in there like right as soon as I scheduled the stream. She was in there before I even closed the window. Nance in the chat, dozing off. All right. Well, hey, you know, it's an all right time to go to sleep. You drove a lot today. Hopefully that trip went well. Black Magic in the chat. What is up? Tessa in here too. What's up, Tessa? Hope you had a great week. Oh, Nugget Man in here too. What's up? All right. Awesome. Well, welcome everybody. I was originally going to talk about a different topic tonight. Yeah, Scarf Mommy says, what a week. Tessa agrees. Says it's been a long one. Yeah, I feel you. I don't know what's going on. I think what happens is, like, we get a taste of the nice, like, warm weather, like, that we could potentially have. And then we get struck down again, and winter comes back, and it's just so disheartening. You know, like, this is the time of year we all want to be happy and outside and enjoying life and coming out of our winter shell, and then we get snow in the middle of the week. Well, at least we did. I don't know if you guys did out there. Black Magic says we got a full house in the chat tonight. Yeah, that's right. We do, man. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you very much. Scarf Mommy says, it really was. I was stressed and took a 3-hour nap on Wednesday. Now I have to make it up tomorrow. Oh, you have to make up the time. Okay. All right. Well, that's no fun. Having to work on Saturday is not a good time. But, you know, I mean, you did get to enjoy that nap on Wednesday, so maybe it was worth it. Black Magic says, it's 81 in Phoenix. Come on out here. We'll throw a party. Meech says, there he is. KO in the chat. Tess says, my residents were an S show. Oh, man. Well, that's no good. Hopefully you're done working now. But yeah, I bet it could be like that sometimes. Working in the nursing home industry is not for the faint of heart. So definitely takes a patient and caring person to do that job. Meech says, I took a nap on the beach yesterday. It was glorious. Wow, that sounds terrible. Oh, that's great, man. Yeah, I saw those pictures from Disney too. That's sweet. Nice little spring trip. Nugget says, I was just in Surprise in Peoria. Oh yeah, for the baseball. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hope y'all have your blue drink ready. I got my blue drink. We're ready. Cheers, y'all. Tess says, Meech says, Tess locking up the old people so they don't spread the glass, dude. Oh my god. Yeah. Dude, so it do be like that at the nursing home sometimes, man. People are wild out there. But hey, you know what? We're all gonna get old someday, and we want to still have our fun and be treated with dignity and respect. So big ups to our queen Tessa, doing the tough work out there. Of course, we all have hard jobs, but that is a particularly hard job, man. Lord, I could not do it. Same thing with working with kids. You're a saint if you're doing that stuff. Could not do it. Couldn't work inside either. So props to all of you who out here working for all of us. I just got home from work myself, doing a little painting today. So it was a nice day. I had to drive a lot, so it was nice to have the windows down a little bit. It's not that warm, but it's not snowing, I guess. So I can't really complain in this area. Scarf Mommy says, KO, if you see any orange orchids, can you send me a pic? Yeah, that's her favorite color. Tess says, oh, we let them. That is not my business. That's great. That's so funny. Oh, man. But I guess, yeah. Duck update. We had six ducks hatch, and they are all doing good. Little rats running around. And I've got the first round is basically ready for sale. So yeah, it's going good. We got more in the incubator, so it's going to be a fun spring. We're going to have, if I don't get to selling some ducks, we're going to have a lot of ducks here in like a month or so. KO says she has one from the last show. She'll send it. Oh, okay. All right. We got some orange orchids out there. All right. Awesome. Oh, Tess says you feed them booze. Okay. Dude, you know what? I don't know why not. Like, I know plenty of older people that still want to have a drink or two, There's nothing wrong with that. We all, I like having my little something at the end of the week, Have my Grey Goose and Red Bull and kick back and chill with my buds, It's a fun day. Everyone, hopefully everybody has your little drink ready, because we've got a crazy story. KO says, how is Jeffrey? Jeffrey the duck is doing great. He's actually the biggest one of all of them. We ended up getting 2 males in that round, and he's the biggest of any of them, so it's really easy to spot him. He looks really cool, so hopefully, I don't know if I'll keep him or if I'll end up selling him or not, but I'll take some good pictures of him if we do sell him. Meech says, life isn't worth it without some vices. Yeah, that's right, man. If you're not having any fun, what are we doing this for? Like, what is all of this for? So you can feel bad spending a little bit of money and time on yourself? No thanks. Not me. Won't catch me feeling bad. Nugget says, wine time is all the time there. Yeah, dude. I don't know if I could do it all the time. But yeah, man. Wine will put me down. KO says, it's sleepy juice for the olds. My grandpa would have a screwdriver and pass out in a chair. Okay, yeah, see, it is good for that. It'll definitely put you to sleep if you drink the right amount. KO says, wine time, baby. Okay, so originally I was going to talk about something where these people are starting to get upset with these New York City influencer mean girl types and their New York City aesthetic, but that's all been pretty well run over, and a couple good channels have covered it. But there is this other story that I have listened to over 3 hours of content about this trip, and it is absolutely nuts. Like, we're talking these hour and a half long videos, and I'm like, well, listening to them on 1.5 speed, like trying to get through the whole story. It's so insane. Um, Tez says some of them do, KO. Once one of the men stole an entire bottle and got drunk in the courtyard. Oh, jeez. do you guys have anything good? Like, what kind of booze do you have, like, for old people? Do you have, like, beer and stuff, or is it wine, or do you have liquor in there? You said one guy got a hold of a bottle and drunk the whole thing, so that could be wine, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, man. I like a mixed drink. I'm sure I'm not alone in that. But yeah, so all of it. Okay, you got it all. That's great. Okay, so I guess to set this up, she says she'll send a picture in the Discord. Okay, all right. I would like to see the bar at the old folks' home. That's awesome. So the kind of precursor to this, the trip went viral before they even went on the trip. Okay, this is a group of girls who, like, a few of them are good friends and have been friends for years and years, and others are like friends of friends. Anyways, so they have this group chat, and they're all talking about this Aspen vacation they're gonna go on together. And the initial drama we'll kind of skip over, but she will reference it a little bit, so I wanted to talk about it. There's the main girl, Christina, who tells most of the story. She met a friend at a wedding in Jamaica, okay? And her friend from this wedding was in the group for this trip. And she said, I want to bring my friend Deja. And Deja was all on board of the trip up until the day the money was due for the Airbnb. Everybody said yes. The Airbnb was booked and paid for, and she all of a sudden was out. She said, I can't afford this. I don't want to do this trip anymore. I can't come, blah, blah, blah. Which, in my opinion, is a responsible decision. As one of the commenters we'll hear from in a little bit said, you know, if you know that your money is not right to go on a vacation, you can't financially afford it, you shouldn't be making those commitments, you know. But yes, so this girl Deja initially committed to go on the trip and then backed out when the money was due, which was a big problem because now everyone has to pay a little bit more and blah 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 blah. So already that was going around TikTok before they even went on the trip, okay? And then after the trip, the friend that she invited from the wedding turned out to be a bit of a handful, according to her, made the trip a little bit crazy. But there's some wild elements to this story that don't make sense, and I think you'll kind of see them as we go along. Like, it is a strange cast of characters, and I'm not sure we're getting the full story, you know, because they don't all seem like it's just weird that they all agreed to go on a vacation together. Like, a few of them clearly are really close friends, But then, like, to take a friend of a friend and that friend's friend and maybe other people on a vacation, like, it's weird. It seems like if I was gonna book a trip with friends, you know, I would definitely want to make sure that I know everyone really well, that I'm going with. And then also, you know, you want to make sure that everyone is kind of on the same plane as far as like your like the vibe of what you want the trip to be, you know, like what kind of if we're going to the beach, do you want to hang at the beach all day, or are you a go to the museum kind of person, or do you like to shop? Like, what is your aim? Because you want to take people on vacation with you that want the same things out of a vacation, in my mind. But also, I'm not sure if I would go on a vacation with like a huge group of friends. Like, that just seems like hard to coordinate in the first place. KO says, I can imagine them with a spicy Arnold Palmer. Yeah, oh yeah, spicy Arnold Palmer, some vodka, yeah. Full bar, put me on the waiting list, says Nugget. Destination weddings are the worst, yeah. And, like, the fact that they all met, like, well, at least some of them met at this destination wedding is kind of like, it's kind of pertinent to the story. Black Magic says, I haven't heard about this, but I'm excited to hear it. Sounds juicy. It is... Dude, it's... I didn't know what I was even getting into here. I heard rumblings about this when the whole thing with Deja was going on that I just explained to you. So rather than watch an hour and a half of videos, there's the explanation. Deja said she was going to come on the trip and then responsibly decided not to come, but she provided that information a little bit too late. Everything had already been booked, so people were salty about having to pay a little bit more. But I don't think that was such a huge deal, but okay, so I thought this was going to be super cut and dry. Like, when I was initially watching, like, I want to be... This is Tina, by the way, Christina, this girl here. And I wanted to be all the way on her team because the story is crazy. And she tells it well, but also there's a lot of backlash and just like wild accusations, like just crazy things are happening surrounding this. All the different girls have started posting their own videos. Like, I'm drowning in content, so I'm gonna try and boil it all down for you. We'll watch some stuff. We'll speed it up a little bit so we're not here all night. Now, the first creator that we're gonna check out is Jody the Island Girl, and she is great at organizing these TikTok drama things. Like, she goes through, finds all the people's channels, all the pertinent videos, puts them all in order. She offers her little commentary on there. She has a beautiful voice and accent. I love her channel. So if you're ever looking for a story time, definitely check her out. Jody the Island Girl on YouTube. So I'll play a little bit so you can hear this in the corner. That's Jody's cartoon representation of herself. But this girl, Tina, she is our main storyteller. Black Magic says, nice, I have a feeling we're gonna need the popcorn for this one. Dude, strap in. There's so many just like useless details. Just it's an epic. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna speed it up to like 1 1/4 speed, and if that's too fast, let me know. I don't want her to sound crazy, but also I don't you know, we got to get to the point here. So let's hear it.
Oh my god. So y'all have been asking about this Aspen trip, and I have been so hesitant to tell y'all what happened, because when I tell y'all this trip was a fucking Disaster. Let me hold my emotional support animal because we support my emotions. Aww. This whole trip was a disaster. And it was a disaster
I want my emotional support animal.
One person. Tell me why the mutual. It was the mutual. So boom. So y'all knew the whole situation that happened with Deja, whatever. So before the thing happened, we had a bunch of girls in the group chat. Let me preface this before I get into the full shit. People dropped out because they either couldn't take time off, didn't have the funds, whatever.
Okay.
The reason why
the whole situation with Deja, that's the girl, that's the whole thing I was telling you about, the girl who dropped out. But she's now acknowledging that there were other girls who also were in the group chat who did not belong in the group chat.
Upset with Deja is because she confirmed the Airbnb via text and then backed out.
Nothing personal to them. Not that they didn't belong there, but it's like if the group chat is for people who are going on an expensive vacation to Aspen, and you can't afford to do that, like, what are you doing? What are you doing in here? You're living a fantasy world. You're playing with these girls. And so that starts to get everybody really frustrated. It
was like, I'm not paying nothing, and which was fine, but you shouldn't have said you would. That was the only quarrel we had with her. But
yes, she does have pointy nails. I love her nails. Like, they're gorgeous. I was looking at some of her other videos. Her nails are always on point, dude. She's definitely... There are some very stylish women in this situation. They're all TikTokers. The whole... Okay, I was gonna wait to reveal this. There is a videographer on the trip with them, okay? There is a whole videographer hired by Christina. His name is Jordan, okay? He's the only man on the trip. And he has been hired to document the trip, okay? To film they're going on several excursions, which she will tell you about. So his job is to film at the excursions, and he is going to also film kind of candid moments of them, hanging out, whatever. Scarf Mommy says bougie AF, for sure, says KO. Imagine how she would be without... Yes, Meech says wipe carefully, LOL. Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, watch out, because, she's got to be careful just petting the cat. Like, she could injure the cat if she picks it up wrong,
The thing is she backed out before the trip happened because she knew she couldn't afford it, right?
She's talking about Deja.
Whatever. So the mutual, mind you, who was gassing all this shit up, please... Gassing all this shit. I told her I'd pay for her if she want to come. I told her I'd pay for her. Yak.
Let's try one.
Sister came with no money. No money. Right. So if Deja would have came on this trip, right? If your friend would have came on that trip. And it's crazy to think back now because she was like, I told Deja this, I told Deja this. When I got on that live with Deja, she's like, she never told me that. And now I'm inclined to believe, oh, girl was lying. She was lying. Because not you sat on this trip and lied to us. Let me tell y'all what happened. So boom, our flights are all in the morning. As y'all know, people miss their flights. This girl messages me at 3 a.m., sends me a picture of a $200 Uber.
Okay, now, this might get confusing. I'm going to try and keep it all straight for you. The girl in question, Tina is not naming out of respect for her. And the reason that her name and username and all that was brought into this was because her friends tagged her in this girl's Instagram posts. So, definitely was not this Tina did not call this girl out by name at all. This is the wedding friend, okay? This is the friend that she met from the wedding, texts her at 3 a.m., like before they're about to leave for this trip.
Sends me a message, hey girl, do you mind fronting my excursions, which is $250. Mind you, excursions were been due. She didn't pay for nothing.
Now, excursions were due like 2 months ago when they paid for them. One girl paid for everybody, but it's like $250 or $300 a piece or something.
She paid me the Airbnb, the $5, whatever, the day before the trip, the day of the trip. She was trying to pay for her excursions. These excursions been due.
Okay, so she paid this girl that she invited, paid $575 as her share of the Airbnb that they're renting on the trip, okay? But she's saying, hey, can you cover me on the excursions because it's $250? I can't cover it right now. And she's saying, girl, this has already been paid for. Her friend, Tina's friend Kia, already paid for the excursions, okay?
We prepaid them for her. I already know, mistake one. But in my mind, y'all go on her Instagram, she going overseas every month. Every month this bitch is overseas. So
right.
I'm like, you got it. We talking about money. She talking big money. I'm talking big money because I got it.
Yeah.
She talking about she got it. She finna pay for her friend. She got it.
That's
she got
the
it.
thing.
She got it.
Her Instagram is full of her going on vacation.
The airport. I can't.
So they figured she's got money like that. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to afford food and drinks and brunches and dinners. Do you mind just covering my excursion? So I call her. I said, girl, don't even worry about your excursions because they're prepaid, so just pay them next week. You're not paying me, you're paying our mutual who paid for them. One of the girls on the trip, she fronted the money for the excursions, so you actually owe her. So pay her next week. But when we get down there, I'll pay for your food and drinks. Don't even worry about it. Don't pay me back for no food and no drinks. I'll cover it because I don't want you to be stressed. Now, that's very important. She says, I will cover your food and drinks because I don't want you to be stressed, okay? So she invited her, and she says, listen, girl, I will cover your drinks. Don't worry. She doesn't want her to back out. She already said, or she already had paid her almost $600 portion for the Airbnb. So it'd be crazy to back out at this point.
Because she also then missed her flight.
She missed her flight. She missed her flight, okay?
Missed her flight, had to pay $175 for a new flight, right? So the Uber was $200, the new flight was $175. So together, that's $375.
Okay, now we're moving really quick. And I'm still not exactly, well, I won't reveal right now, but she had to pay for $200 for an Uber and $175 to rebook the flight because she missed her flight, okay?
Devil's advocate. Imagine if she didn't.
So that's what she's saying. She doesn't have enough money for the excursion.
Mr. Uber, imagine if she didn't have to pay for any flight. She owed $250 that day. $375 minus $250 is what? $125. So if that $200 Uber alone was cutting into your money so bad you couldn't pay for your excursions, that $200 Uber when you owed us $250, that means you only came on that trip with $125, babe. You didn't have enough to go on that trip.
Okay, now I don't know why she is like so angry at this point, but I get it. I get why she's upset. Meech says, Jesus H, why are we friends with this girl? Okay, yes. That's what I was alluding to earlier. When you're going on vacation with people, you need to go with people who are on the same wavelength as you. And so if you go with someone, with a group of girls who have more money than you do, you need to know that and expect that. And to go on a trip anywhere, I don't care where you're going, with $125 is absolutely insane. Whatever it was. Even if it's $400. That's nuts. I would not leave town with $400. That sounds like a scary movie or something, but okay.
You didn't have enough money to come on the trip.
Okay.
Whatever. I let everybody know what's going on. Everybody's on the same page. However, when she booked her new flight, it didn't come in till like 5, 6 p.m.-ish, right? So by the time we end up picking her up from the airport, it's like 6 something.
Okay, a little bit of context. When you go to Aspen, you fly into Denver, and it is like a 4-hour drive from Denver to Aspen. So all of them arrived at 9 a.m. She misses her flight, has to rebook, and won't arrive until 5 p.m. So it's not like they can leave Denver until she gets there. So now they're all stuck at the airport their first day in Colorado and missed their first day on the trip.
We missed the whole day because everybody else landed at like 9 or noon. We could have already been in Aspen. We could have already been in the Airbnb. We wasted a whole day. So we pick her up. We still have to drive 4 hours to get to the Airbnb in the dark, in the cold, in the snow, whatever. So my best friend was already irritated, agitated. She's like, I'm gonna say something to her. I said, no, you're not, because she already knows, right? This is the one time I did stick up for this girl. I was like, you're not gonna rub it in her face, yada, yada, yada. Me and my best friend end up getting in a little argument with her in the car. But me and the girl in the back, we sticking up for Mikala. We over here, girl, we going to...
Okay, all right. She already name dropped her. Okay, her name's Mikala, all right? Mikala is the girl in question. And so she's saying she is sticking up for Mikala because the other two girls on the trip are definitely already like, dude, what is this girl even doing here? Like, why did you even come if you can't afford it? Like, not even throwing shade that she can't afford the trip, just that, like, if you can't afford things, what are you doing here? Which I totally agree. Why are you going to hold down the whole group? Especially now she's missed her flight, and they all have to wait in Denver for her to get there so they can all drive 4 hours to Aspen, and they don't get to leave until 5 p.m.
Toe together, because you gonna tell her she late, she knows she fucking paid for it, she late. We get her a 3-piece meal. She eat her in the dark, in the cold, in the snow, whatever. So my best friend was already irritated, agitated. She's like, I'm gonna say something to her. I said, no, you're not, because she already knows, right? This is the one time I did stick up for this girl. I was like, you're not gonna rub it in her face, yada, yada, yada. Me and my best friend end up getting in a little argument with her in the car. But me and the girl in the back, we sticking up for Mikala. We over here, girl, we going toe to toe together, because you gonna tell her she late, she knows she fucking paid for it, she late. We get her a 3-piece meal. She eat her 3-piece meal. We get home. She leaves her cup. She leaves fries under the seat. She leaves everything from that 3-piece meal in the car.
No. Okay. It is a rental vehicle, okay? It's a large vehicle. They rented it. Meech says there are super shuttles from Denver to Aspen. They should have told her to take one of those. They're cheap. That's what I'm saying. Honestly, I think that the 5 girls would have chipped in to pay for the shuttle to Aspen, because how much could it be? 30, 40 bucks, whatever? They could have chipped in a few bucks each and paid for that and not had to lose their whole first day on vacation. I totally agree. That's what I'm saying. They should have just left her. Been like, figure it out, girl. Get to Aspen, you know?
Runs her ass upstairs to choose the master bedroom. After she already inconvenienced everybody all day. After she didn't pay for the excursion. She didn't pay for the run. She didn't pay nothing.
She goes to take the master,
left all her
okay?
bags downstairs, left all her trash in the car. So one of the girls on the trip was like, who left trash? Not me, not me, not me, not me. Oh, not you? You the only one who got a 3-piece meal in the back. So she walk outside. Oh, this is the last cup, this is the last cup? Then pick up your little ass cup, is what she said. So she picked up her shit, yada, yada, yada.
Okay, already, that's not a good look. You're gonna leave your food that someone else bought for you. You're gonna leave the trash in the rental car so that you can dash upstairs to take the master before everybody else. Oh my goodness, Lord. They're gonna stab this girl in the night. Beach says Denver's a super fun city. You can kill time, but no one wants to kill time in a city when you have a 4-hour drive ahead of you. Yeah, exactly. And an Airbnb that you could all be chilling in when you're waiting for this girl, and instead you're sitting at this stupid airport. Black Magic says, oh no, she didn't. I know, right? She leaves her trash in the car and runs upstairs to get the master bedroom. Lord have mercy. KO says, Google is a thing. Figure out your life. And Meech says, oh, so she's a slob too. LOL. Yeah, oh yeah. It gets worse.
Girl left her bags at the front door. She said, are you going to get your shit and bring it in the house, or what's going on? She said, oh, I thought somebody else was going to get it. Who did you think was going to get your bags? Mind you, girl bought 1 carry-on bag to Aspen for 4 days. 1 carry-on and 1 computer bag.
Who did you think was...
With her laptop, because she still had to work. Yeah, she didn't call.
You're on the girls' trip, and you leave your luggage in the car thinking someone else is going to bring your bags in. That's a move. Okay, I don't get that, but wild. KO says, if I was late, no way I would be a selfish person. I would say go ahead and I'll find my own way there. Exactly, man. Like, what is happening? And then also, like, and Black Magic says, me too, KO. I can't even imagine doing what she did. Right? And, like, wouldn't you feel horrible that already you made everybody late? And, like, and Tina was sticking up for her then, saying, hey, don't light her up about being late. She already knows that she's, made everybody mad and gotten the trip off on her wrong foot, whatever. But if those had been the only things, I could have forgiven Mikala. At this point, it's bad. It's a bad start, but I think we could recover the trip at this point. Black Magic says, after they waited, I'd feel terrible. Oh my gosh, I know. And then so to act like that when you get to the Airbnb.
All the girls are like, why is her shit upstairs?
My mom would be whooping my butt from across the country.
All day.
You can't treat people like that. It's crazy.
Waiting on you guys to drive 4 hours in the pitch black dark. You sitting here, you're leaving your trash in the car already. You're leaving your bags outside expecting bitches to get them. For you to think you're getting the master bedroom, you're smoking something. So she get into it all, girl. Part 2 of the Aspen disaster. So, whatever everyone ends up getting in their bedroom, she ends up sharing it with one of the other girls on the trip, because we're just not going to go back and forth. Like, this is the stupidest shit ever. And if you don't get the principal, you're just not going to get it. So at this point, I'm thinking with my friends.
Yeah, exactly. Drunk, like, what are you're wasting your breath trying to explain it to her.
One of my really good homegirls I've known for, 10 plus years. Girl, drag me, put me in a headlock, like drag me. Like I'm trying to get our photographer to get some like bad girl content.
Okay. What she's explaining here is Nugget Man says, I don't need TikTok. I have 2 daughters, and most conversations over dinner are exactly like this. Yeah, exactly. It is actually insane. I don't know what's happened. But this is the stuff that's popular, and these videos are exploding. Mention the Aspen girls trip to your daughters. I guarantee that they have heard of it and they know all the characters. This is what we're wasting our brain power on. Meech says, can you even imagine holding everyone up like that? You'd be carrying everyone else's bags in to start. Exactly. Like you'd be tripping over yourself. Plus, don't forget, Tina is already paying her way for the trip. So, like, if you're getting the bill fronted for you, the excursions have already been paid for. Tina's covering your food and drinks. Number one, I wouldn't even accept that. Number two, I would be, doing everything I could to make everyone else's trip easier. Carry the bags, maybe do the dishes at the house, clean up the Airbnb. She can't drive the rental because of insurance, but, maybe she could offer, whatever. Just be helpful, generally. Definitely not like this. Meech says, hey, I don't need brain power on a Friday evening. Hey, that's right, man. Just turn off, get you a drink and listen to this. This is crazy. Nugget says, this video is sped up. Real life is like this when they talk about whatever. Oh, okay. That's what you're talking about. They talk really fast, like she's talking really fast. Okay. I got you. I honestly, man, it's like if we listen to it at regular speed, we'll be here all night. So I gotta have it on 1 1/4 at least because it is insane.
Try to get her, like a cute, playful thing, whatever.
All right. So I was explaining. They have a videographer on the trip with them, and she is trying to set up a scene. Black Magic says, cook breakfast the next day even. I'd bend over backwards to make it up to them and show them I appreciate them. Absolutely. Making breakfast is a great idea. Go to the store for everybody. Yeah, absolutely. So she is saying in this one moment, apparently that Mikala has volleyed accusations about. She and her friend were joking around for a video skit. Like, she was trying to make it the video for the trip bad girls themed, okay? And if you don't know what that means, it is a show, and if you aren't familiar with the show, it's catty women who argue with each other and fight. And so that was kind of the tone that was set for the trip. And already not a good tone. So that's what she's talking about at this point. Her and her friend are doing a little skit where she is pretending to choke her.
Of the Aspen disaster. So, whatever everyone ends up getting in their bedroom, she ends up sharing it with one of the other girls on the trip because we're just not going to go back and forth. Like, this is the stupidest shit ever. And if you don't get the principal, you're just not going to get it. So at this point, I'm kikiing with my friends. I'm all drunk, And for me, we were trying to make it like, we're going to make the Aspen trip like Bad Girls Club. So I'm telling, like, one of my really good homegirls I've known for, like, 10 plus years, girl, drag me, put me in a headlock, like, drag me.
Sorry, Bad Girls Club is the name of the show.
Drag me, like, I'm trying to get our photographer to get some, like, bad girl content. I'm trying to get her, like a cute, playful thing, whatever. So she's already irritated from the girl, from the car, from the food, from all that. She said, no, I'm not going to play the show. So I'm like, okay, I get drunk. I pass out in the hot tub, girl. Everybody else having a good time, whatever. Day 2 comes. I did say I was going to flat iron this girl's hair prior to the trip. We brought the flat iron. Mind you, I was drunk the night before. Everybody was a little tipsy. I wake up about an hour and a half before I have to go. This girl, leisurely gets out of bed. Oh, are you going to flat iron my hair? Girl, we got to leave in an hour. You're not even showered. How am I going to flat iron your hair in an hour? If you wanted me to flat iron your hair, you should have woke me up earlier to flat iron your hair. I can't help you. She's over here. Well, maybe you and her can flat iron it. Maybe you both can flat iron it. I don't know how to do my hair. I don't know how to...
Okay, now... At this point, I'm going to have to disagree. Because if I am the girl who is getting their trip paid for, Mikala. Even if she said, I'm going to flat iron your hair for you, you're not going to want to wake Christina up after she stayed up all night drinking in the hot tub. You're not going to want to be the one that wakes her up early so she can do your hair. So I think that Mikala was being respectful here in waiting for her to wake up on her own before she asked her for help doing her hair. But this ends up being a big point of contention. Crooked Orchid says, bad girls drunk 24-8. Okay. Nugget says 25-8. Heck yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, so here we go.
Leave in an hour. You're not even showered. How am I going to flat iron your hair in an hour? If you wanted me to flat iron your hair, you should have woke me up earlier to flat iron your hair. I can't help you. She's over here. Well, maybe you and her can flat iron it. Maybe you both can flat iron it. I don't know how to do my hair. I don't know how to do my hair. You're 25. Oh, you don't know how to do your hair. I said, girl, we can give you this brush. My friend brought a little, it's like a blow dryer brush, and you can blow dry it pretty much straight. We'll bump the ends, put a hat on, call it a day. No, but you said.
Now, keep in mind, the girl brought one bag for a 4-day trip to Aspen. So, she doesn't really have a lot of stuff. But, like, not having the stuff to, like, do your hair seems like, I don't know what happened there.
So my friend had to finally be like, girl, we're not going to stop getting ready to get you ready. You're a grown-ass woman. Figure it out. This girl brought no hat. She brought no gloves. She brought maybe 1 or 2 pairs of shoes, if that. She brought literally absolutely nothing she needed to...
Okay, I don't know where they're going from, but you don't have a hat or gloves in Colorado? What are you doing, girl?
Get herself ready on this trip. No comb, no flat iron, no nothing.
Oh my God.
Well, that's when these are combs. My friend, she do her full face. She always has a little issue put on her highlighter, so she's like, can you put on, my highlight like always, yada yada. Of course. I'm putting it on. Here she comes. Can you put mine on? I don't know how to do makeup. I don't know how to do makeup. I can't do my own makeup. Oh, can you help me? So we looking at her like, damn, what can you do? Like, you're inconveniencing everybody. You want everyone to get you ready. You're not our child. It's not.
She said, damn, what can you do? Okay, so clearly Mikala is starting to get on everyone's nerves at this point. And this is just day 2 when they're trying to get ready to go out. Jelly in the chat, what is up, dude? Good to see you. Good to see you. She says, this is exactly why I've never had girlfriends so damn catty. Dude, oh my gosh. And then she posted this whole thing on TikTok. Dude, this is like a 40-part series we're watching. It's crazy.
Not our responsibility to get you ready in the morning before we get ourselves. Like, you're a grown woman, bro. Like, what? You didn't bring nothing. You're going through all of our stuff. I'm trying to wear my cute headband I want to wear. I want to wear my black one. No, I want to wear it. No, I want to wear it. But I want to wear it. I'm like, girl, no, I want to wear it. Go downstairs and ask the group. I want to wear it. She over here. Well, I'm going to wear it.
Hold on a second. Going through everyone else's suitcase is wild when you're trying to get ready, especially when it's like girls that you don't know that well. Like, Christina and her friends have all known each other for like 10 years, and this girl is like the friend of a friend. Jelly says people have real problems. Yeah. Nugget says, she pulled a JLR and didn't bring a toothbrush too. Let's talk about it, girl. Yeah, oh my gosh, I bet. That's what I want to hear. Did she bring a toothbrush if she only had one bag?
Wear it, because I want to wear it. Didn't bring shit, mind you. Whole trip dipping and dodging into people's shit. Put her foot inside my best friend's shoe, talking about, oh, I like these. She's like, those are mine. She said, well, I want to wear them. I didn't bring any shoes. She said, I don't care. You knew we were going on this trip. You should have brought your own shoes. Like, you're not wearing my shoes. Like, what did you bring? Not only that, girl had jumpsuit that busted open in the back, could not get another thing to wear because she didn't bring nothing. Was asking to wear homegirl stuff. Like, no, like, you came so unprepared for this trip, and you want everyone to bend over backwards to do you shit. Taco Tuesday night, begging everyone to make her a plate, make a plate. Asking our videographer, can you feed me a chip? I just want to record you feeding me a chip. Knows this guy has a full-on girlfriend. I told him. I told everybody, he got a girl. And you're over here, feed me a chip. Oh, I know he liked me because he opened my door. Ah! It means he was raised right. Like, what is not clicking?
Okay, so what we're talking about here is these are allegations that some people are referring to as SA, but basically it sounds like she was like flirting with the videographer, or trying to, like, saying like, hey, feed me a chip for the video or whatever. But like, I don't understand. I don't know. Okay, so she's being flirty with the videographer, and Tina says, hey, back off the videographer. Now, remember that, because that's going to be important information later.
Like, there was so much bullshit. And then, the night of Taco Tuesday, right? Everybody puts their food up, get it off. Girl comes downstairs, puts a bunch of taco meat on a plate, heats it up, eats a couple bites, goes upstairs, leaves the shit out. To the point that the next morning, I'm over here thinking, like, girl, who left the meat out? Look, our homegirl was like, no, we put the meat up. Like, what do you mean? Like, we put the meat up. So she's asking, whose meat is this? Girl says, oh, I thought that y'all were going to eat it. Why would we eat meat that's been sitting out? Why would we eat meat when we're on the bed? You just left it out. Put your plate up. So we just got the dishwasher to start.
So they went to bed, put all the food away. She gets food out, heats it up to eat, and then she leaves the rest of it out.
Girl stops the dishwasher, opens it up, puts her plate in, leaves that motherfucker open. Leaves it open.
Didn't restart the dishwasher.
Left the dishwasher open.
Off with their head.
Oh, that was me. I put my plate in. She said, well, come close it. Why won't you close it? Oh, it's not a big deal. But it's just not a big deal. You could close it. It's not that big of a deal. And the thing about it is the whole trip, she was treating everybody like Molly the motherfucking maid, leaving her computer bag, expecting us to watch it. Mind you, I'm paying for all this girl's food and drinks. Talking about, oh, can I get some Don Julio? Don Julio? Do you have Don Julio money? And it'd be one thing if it was just like one thing, whatever. Bro, we paid for all the bottles of alcohol, all the food, all this, all that. Want to go on the menu? Oh, I really like...
Jelly says this is insanity, and people are hanging on every word like it's a soap opera. Yes. Yes, it is. And, dude, you have no idea. Like, this is everywhere. If you turn on TikTok, one of the 5 girls on this trip are gonna be on your feed. It's craziness. Meech says, not the dishwasher. Where's Elmo? Oh my gosh, dude. I know. She left the food out overnight. Like, what? Ma'am, please, put the food away. Put the food in the fridge. Okay? And then she leaves her plate out, goes to put it away after being yelled at by everybody, and doesn't restart the dishwasher. Everyone's sitting there watching. What is happening? What is happening right now? Okay. Meech saying hey to Jelly. She absolutely doesn't have Don Julio money. Yeah, oh my gosh. There's a funny reference to the Don Julio thing later, too, when we hear the response from Mikala. It's so funny.
Like 1942. Y'all should get 1942. Why? So you could drink it all?
1942?
No, that's like a $70+ bottle. What are you contributing? If somebody is paying for me, I'm ordering water with lemon or a well shot of what I want to. I'm not ordering no top shelf. And then...
Yeah, for sure. If someone... Yeah, Black Magic says Don Julio money. Yeah, exactly. Don Juli-Who. Yeah. I thought that was funny. But, like, what? If someone else is paying for you, like, to me, like, I'm not even gonna order. I'll just say what I like, or maybe just get, like, what they get. You know, like, you can't be demanding when someone is paying for your tab. That is wild. Nugget Man says Don still owes me money.
Here's the kicker, y'all. She got drunk. Or we're all getting drunk. She thought we were so drunk that we would not remember. She was in the car and said, oh, I didn't say I didn't have money. I just said I didn't want to spend it.
Okay. This is the turning point. She says, I didn't say I didn't have any money. I just didn't want to spend it. What? After all that? What? Wild. Absolutely wild. I cannot believe they even, like, send this girl back home. What is happening? Jelly says, so glad I don't subscribe to the TikTok. I don't need this hogwash. I'm missing anything but trash. Yes, don't worry. I will bring you anything, all of the useless stories that are worth hearing for the week. Yeah. I thought this one was absolutely wild, dude. Like, what in the world? Like, after all that, you're gonna say you have money? Like, oh man. And this is gonna make everybody a little bit upset. Jelly says this person was my neighbors.
When I tell you our videographer turned around so quick, his neck broke like the motherfucking exorcist. To stare at her. And he turned back around and said, oh, okay. asked me if I paid for another thing for the whole trip.
Oh no.
The answer is no.
His neck
so at
broke
this point,
like the
everyone's getting their own personal
Exorcist.
bottles of alcohol because that's just what we're doing, right? We're not about to play with you. Like,
I
we're
love
getting our
her
own shit.
hair, by the way.
Because you're not about to eat or drink off our dime no more, ho. We're not doing it. And everyone was on the same page. Everyone was already so irritated. And it would have been one thing, mind you, if she came with just no money and, you know, girl, fine. And you're like, you know what, I'll clean, I'll help out. I'm not making an issue. I'm not fussing. I'm not nagging. I'm not complaining. She nagged, complained, and pissed everybody off every day.
No kidding.
Every day she was getting into it with
like,
somebody
totally
about her
the
complaining,
opposite
her nagging,
energy.
her inability to prepare, the fact that she didn't have no clothes, the fact we had to wait hours while she took meetings because she didn't call out of work. Like, it was over and over and over, and it was so repetitive, and she was just disrespecting everybody, including the videographer.
Jelly says this is a grown woman who is allowed to act like this everywhere else, which is why she sees no issue. Meech says her hair, she's gorgeous. Yes. Oh my gosh, I know. She's got the style on point at all times, and I love the claws too.
Preface it. So at this point, we get our little personal bottles of Hornitos, whatever. We get in the car. Here come homegirl. What is that? What is that? Oh my God, what is that? Our personal bottles of liquor because we wanted liquor. Can I have some? No, it's a personal bottle, sister. But why? But why? I just go get yours. Like, I'm not sharing my personal.
So this was their big plan. Like, oh, we all get the little tiny, like, I'm guessing she's talking about like the pint bottles, which is, you know, not a lot, but it would be enough for the day for one person.
My bottles is all I have for the day? No. So we're getting out of the car. Our homegirl Jaden, she's sick. She has altitude sickness and she's actually like physically ill. She doesn't feel well.
Ooh, man, that's
because she's
rough.
hungover. She's hungover.
Oh man.
So I'm like, Jaden, take one shot because you don't even want one. You're gonna take one and you're gonna be done. You're not gonna ask me for anything else. So she takes a little baby ass shot. You know, Jordan, I'm paying his way. So he's over here taking shot.
Jordan's the videographer.
Oh, so he can get one and she can get one and I can't. It's giving. You don't like me. It's giving. This man hasn't said her all trip. He turned around and said, keep my name out your mouth. Keep my name out your mouth. Don't mention me. Don't look at me. Oh no, I didn't mention you.
Now, at this point, she steps out of line again. And Jordan, the videographer, was not going to let the moment pass without addressing it. So she has her little tiny bottle and has told Mikala she doesn't want to share, but she gave a little bit to the girl who was sick, and she gave some to Jordan because she's paid his way. She paid for everything for him. He's getting paid to come there as well to videotape everything. So now Mikala gets upset that everyone else is drinking the liquor and she's not, which is like, this is like the 5th grade, such a 5th grade mentality, but okay, whatever.
He's over here taking shot. This girl turns around. Oh, so he can get one and she can get one and I can't? It's giving. You don't like me. It's giving. This man hasn't said her all trip. He turned around and said, keep my name out your mouth. Keep my name out your mouth. Don't mention me. Don't look at me. Oh, no, I didn't mention you. You literally just said his name. You turned around and said her name. So Jaden finally, and she's been cool all trip, turns around and goes the absolute off on her. She's
Jaden is another girl who's on the trip.
Screaming. I mean, veins popping out of her head. I'll upload the footage of it, actually, because we got it. She's literally like, you are so annoying. Literally, shut up. Mind you.
This is the best part of this, is it's all on video. So we could possibly get an epic trip video that Jordan is in the lab cooking up on DaVinci Resolve right now.
Because we have a 3-row van. She's the shortest one, has the shortest legs. The other person who's like even comparably her height is the driver who rented the car. So naturally she's driving the car with, you know, the photographer. Girl want to turn around talking about, but why? But I didn't do anything. I didn't even mention anybody. She's like, you've literally complained about sitting in the back every day. I don't want to. Y'all just
she has a problem sitting in the back now too. Oh my gosh.
Every day. So sister's like, girl, you're annoying us. All you do is complain. All you do is inconvenience everybody. Now you're crying about a shot. You're going bad over a shot. You're literally nagging and whining like a child over a shot. You're a grown-ass woman. If you want a bottle, go get one. Like, literally go get one. Yeah. We're tired of hearing you complain. We're tired of hearing you bitch and moan every minute of every day. Instead of leaving her alone, she wants to follow her down the street to Aspen. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Trying to plead out whatever case she had because she didn't have none. Oh, no, I think you misunderstood. I didn't mean it like that. No, leave her alone. They're arguing down the street to Aspen, bro, because the girl is so fed up.
Okay, so Mikala is realizing at this point she messed up.
So boom, whatever. We end up going, like, later on, we get, like, Clico shots. I don't even know if I said this in the other part, but me and Jaden paid $50 for this little bitty bit of Clico. We drink it. Girl over there acting like, oh, I want some. Can I have some? Can I have? No, it's $50 a piece. You get your own. The bar is closed, though, so you're gonna have to get it from inside. Oh, but did you make friends with the bartender? Can he give you? Girl, no. Then takes a boomerang of her doing our shots. Like, holding onto our shots. Like, what? At this point, it's giving you do it all for the gram. So whatever. Fast forward. Let's just say the trip ends, because I'm tired of talking about the little shit.
Okay. If you didn't catch all that there, they got some fancy shots from the bar, and she asked if she could have some, and the girl told her no, they were too expensive. So she takes a boomerang is a short video for non-TikTok and Instagram people. Is a short video that plays forward and backward, like over and over. That's why it's a boomerang. So she took a short video of herself with the shot that her friend paid $50 for, which is just like wild. Flexing someone else's drink is insane work.
She's doing, because y'all can already see the picture that was already painted. So we go, mind you, she told old girl she was gonna pay her back, right, for the excursion. She said in the message, I'll pay next week. Next week was this week. So a girl's like, when are you gonna pay me for the excursions? She looked like a deer in headlights. Oh, I thought Christina was gonna pay them for me.
Okay, number one, where's the cat? Where'd the cat go? I love this face. I should have used this in the thumbnail. Oh my gosh. Hold on a second. We can do that real quick. Yeah. We'll get that thumbnail fixed up for later. I love that. Okay, so now we're back from the trip. And remember the $250 from the excursions that she owed? She still hasn't paid it. Meech says, how is this girl still asking for stuff? Dude, I know. Becky says, if you don't have the money, just don't go. Dude, for real. And, like, she definitely had no business going on this trip. It's insane.
You thought Christina was going to do what? Why would I pay for your food and your drink?
Oh, yeah. So she said she thought, this girl, Christina, was going to pay for her excursions too, which is, you know, $300 some after she already paid for all of her food and drinks on the trip. Is crazy.
Drinks. I told you I'll cover them. Don't even pay me back.
Oh, the taquitos are ready.
And your excursions. You wanted me to be your nigga? Mind you, she was on the phone with me 24 hours a day on this mother.
I thought this was all muted. Sorry.
But you asking us to pay for you?
Everything else was had all of the cursing cut out.
Women to pay for you. But you got a nigga, you got a whole ass man. You got a mama, you got a grandmama, you got a best friend.
She said, you're asking women to pay for you, and you have a whole ass man, okay? Remember the whole ass man. Don't forget that.
But you talking about you got money and don't want to spend it. He couldn't send you $1? I said I never said that. And you're gonna have to pay her because she paid for your shit. I mean, I would never pay for some shit. Why would I even say that? I never even paid your shit, bro. Like, so fast forward, she said, on Wednesday she'll pay. Wednesday was yesterday. Y'all, why do we have to hound? I'm not even joking. Hound. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Hound this girl for money. And I told her, I said, at this point, this shit's going on TikTok because you're embarrassing. You are disrespectful. I brought you around this group. You sat there and was dragging Deja. Literally, I told her this, I told her that. Yeah, she knows it's going on TikTok. Yeah, she said she was cool with it. Yeah. I don't know why she don't got no money. And you worse.
Which is wild. Wild. She was dragging Deja in front of the group. Deja is her friend, okay? Mikala invited her friend Deja to come on the trip when she didn't have any money to go on the trip at all in the first place. And she invited a friend to come. So and her friend said, oh, I don't have the money. Deja said, I can't afford it. And Mikala said, oh, girl, we got you. Don't worry. We got you. Can you imagine if Deja had come on the trip and Mikala was tight on money at the same time? How would it have gone? Who would have paid for Deja to do anything? Who would have paid, you know? Like, this is absolutely crazy. Jelly says, this makes me so sad. This is society now. This is what people care about and how they act. Yeah, it is sad. Nugget says, I think this is really about how this chick has a dude and is flirting with the videographer. You're on the right track.
Baby, at least I'm pretty positive Deja would have sat there and just shut up. You sat there and nagged and complained and acted like you were 5 years old. Acted like we were your parents. Like you were a child. You
Okay, I'll go ahead and reveal. There have been rumblings, accusations in other TikToks that this girl Christina had hooked up with the videographer in the past. I'm not sure whether it happened on the trip or not, but Mikala has also insisted that they were hooking up on the trip, which adds an interesting element because is that why Christina gave her so much flack when she made the comment about the videographer? You know, is that why the whole thing, the whole feed me a chip thing was so blown out of proportion because it was clearly just a, hey, can you help me film a stupid TikTok or whatever? And it was just a whole like thing. But maybe, you know, maybe she was being flirtatious. But if she was being flirtatious, that definitely made Christina jealous, and she really got on her. Anything to do with Jordan, the videographer, she fiercely protected him. Nugget says girl dad experience. Yeah. Yep, he knew. He spotted it out. Meech says this videographer isn't making the proper life decision either. Dude, he is living his best life. Are you kidding? He's on this trip with all the baddies for free. All he has to do is videotape them. He's the only guy. Like, what? Sign me up, dude. Get me in there. What?
you literally sat there and made
You get
all
a free trip to Aspen, and all you have to do is videotape these girls fighting with each other.
that fuss about your friend, and then we have to hound you for the $250 you said you was gonna give us, but you on a resort right now. You on your other trip, which she did say she had planned.
Oh, that's the thing. This is the other part. Mikala had a trip coming up right after the trip to Aspen that she had already booked, and so she was already tight on money because she had to pay for that. So she was real upset about that. But now she hasn't paid the money from the excursion still, and she's on a new trip, on a whole separate trip at a resort. And KO says, well, there we go. Yeah, exactly. Nugget says they are never complaining about what they are really upset about. Wow. That is really profound, dudes. Did you hear that? Nugget Man says they are never complaining about what they are really upset about. Okay? That is true life advice. Very profound. Take it to heart, dudes. For real. That was good. Nugget says I should just record our family dinner convos and post it on TikTok, and Drew can explain it to me. Dude, maybe. The problem is, there's so much stuff on TikTok. I pretty much just focus on the most popular things. Sorry to small creators. Sometimes small creators do get the light, and we have featured people on the stream who have less than 200 followers, but I do tend to pick the more viral things. KO says Drew trip. That was profound advice. Nut.
You want a resort? Huh? But you owe people money, and then when we asking you for it, you want to, 1 second, 24 hours. We literally had to hit up. I met her through this girl's wedding. I had to hit up the girl like, sister, what the phone? And she had to text her like, why do you owe people tabs? That's not cute. Like, what? And I think we got into it so bad yesterday, I said, don't even worry about paying the $250, because me having to hound you like this to pay somebody, my friend, I vouched for you. My friend paid for you, and you're over here trying to play in her face. You got 2 kids and a husband and a house. Oh no, don't even worry about it, girl. You'll never hear from me again. Blocked.
Yeah. And I definitely, Nugget says Drew will have to slow it down. It'll be playing at 1.5 times speed without actually speeding it up. Yes, dude, for real. No, I can decipher. I'm very good at deciphering. I listen to these things. I actually listen to most of these things on 1.5, but it's kind of it's not as good on this player because it doesn't correct the pitch, and it's just a little bit too hard to hear. But yes, it the TikTok talk is definitely a thing.
Grandma pay you your $250, yada yada yada.
So, but I definitely feel for this girl because Tina is now in a bind. She's like, I stuck up for this girl, Mikala, and now she owes my friend $300 and some and isn't paying it. So now she knows I'm going to have to pay her thing, and she is not happy about it.
This morning she ended up paying, it ended up being like $375 or whatever with like gas, rent or whatever. It was like, ended up being like $375. But she knew the breakdown. The girl sent her the breakdown. She said, okay, cool. When my check come in, whatever check is coming in on a Wednesday, but she's like, oh yeah, I'll send it. So sister went to go send it. Oh, okay. Cool. She finally this morning sent it, which is a Thursday, after telling me, I'm just going to send it to her tomorrow. Why not tomorrow? It was such all because of one person. And it's crazy because she was telling everybody, no, it's just a miscommunication. Everyone's cool. No one's cool. No one likes you. Everyone said they're never going to travel with you again. You were such a headache. Even if everybody, and I was drunk most of the trip, like towards the nights. That's what I intended to do on my trip. She was like, everyone on the trip was like, even if we blacked out every day, all day, it still would have been more enjoyable with the hangover than having to deal with her and the way she acted and the way she treated us. We had to get out of character so many times on this girl. We had to hound you. Yeah. But you're big money, and you got it. Oh no, I got money. Then send the money. What is the problem? Like, it was so baffling, and it was the principle. Yeah. And again, it'd be one thing if she just came with no money. It was the way that she treated people, the way she was entitled, the way she was just acting so bad. So sure, like, you're embarrassing me on this trip. And she to this still day don't get it. She didn't apologize to nobody. She don't feel like she did anything wrong. She feels like everyone is just mad at her for no reason. She doesn't see anything wrong with her behavior. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. And I already know that y'all are going to be like,
she said 0 out of 10, do not recommend.
That's not my friend. And like, I met her in Jamaica in September, and I really went out on a limb for this girl, and the way that she acted, the way she treated everyone,
to say that about a person is brutal, and lie,
that's not my friend. And not only that, I made her very much well aware this was going on TikTok. I told her last night, I told her on the trip, everybody on the trip knew. Everybody knew. Okay, and I told her last night after I went bad on her dad.
She knew it was going on TikTok.
Like, I don't even care at this point because it's so disrespectful. Like, it was the most disrespectful shit. And y'all really did ask, we want to know how the trip went. And one thing about it is I'm somebody on my word. Even if I trip, I still would have let y'all know I tripped, because I told y'all I was going to tell y'all how it went. But like, the audacity. And I know me and the other 5 people
nice
or 4
car,
people
by the way,
on that trip cannot be crazy. We cannot be losing our minds. We cannot be the only people. And when I posted it in my close friends, I'm like,
0 out of 10, LOL.
Everybody said no.
That is a brutal.
Literally no way.
That is a brutal.
When I say hound this girl down, I mean hours of back and forth. Not just like, oh, I forgot the money, here's the money. No, hours of back and forth as to why she didn't or couldn't or wasn't going to send the funds. That kind of back and forth. So yeah, I don't know. That ain't no friend. That ain't no friend of mine. Ain't never gonna be no friend of mine. And blocked. She not blocked on here, but it is what it is. Girl, you see, you don't see it.
So much hounding for the money.
Bitches be lame and liars in real life. I couldn't care if I wanted to. Bitches is lame and liars. Bitches.
Okay, so that was what. So Mikala posted that they're lame and liars, and that struck a nerve with Christina because she was already trying to get over it and get past all this stuff, and she just lit the fire right back up.
I don't know if you didn't learn from your friend, but the one word I don't...
Black Magic says, I'm gonna use that. I love the 0 out of 10. There's no recovering from that. For real, dude. You say that to a person's face? 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. I love that as an insult. It's fantastic. We got to get that as a clip. I'll clip that out.
Like being called is a fire. And I wasn't even going to do the whole video post and embarrass you like this. But we're lame and we're liars. Right? We're liars. So let's go through the messages while he uploads the videos.
Oh,
back
boy.
from day one. Hey, girl, I'm on the way to the...
Okay, so we have confirmation Jordan is working on the videos. Now, Exhibit A, okay? Now we're going to go through the evidence. And one big problem that I have with the $200 Uber from the beginning of the trip, the whole origin of this problem. Number one, the reason it was $200 is because it was on surge pricing, okay? Nugget, I love that song. I can't read any of that. They will definitely delete me from YouTube. Oh, and by the way, there's like 100 views on the stream from Monday, so I was like, who in the heck are all these people? So thank you to whoever watched that. That's awesome.
The airport, yeah. I can't make this up. Not sure if I'll be dipping into extra money, yeah. And can do brunches and stuff. Can you cover my excursions and I pay you next week?
Okay, so this is what we were talking about. This is the original thing where she says, I have to pay a $200 Uber to get to the airport. Number one, why is it $200 to get to the airport? Number two, she screenshotted the screen where you pick what your ride is. Do you want the $200 in 10 minutes, $188 in 12 minutes, or $133 in 13 to 25 minutes? And she said she didn't want to do the wait and save because she was already late for her flight. Girl, you missed your first flight. What? How are you late to the airport the second time? What are you doing? And then $200 for the Uber is wild, dude. Like, take the thing. Insane. Furthermore, this is just a screenshot. It's not the receipt. So I don't even believe that she paid $200 for the Uber. She just screenshotted that it's $200 and waited. And I think that is why. I think this is a whole lie, and they didn't even catch it. Christina didn't even catch it. She just posted before she selected it, rather than posting the actual receipt from the ride, which seems like a small detail, but I think her Uber was actually like 30 or 40 bucks, and she was trying to pile things on because she had to pay the $175 to rebook her flight because she missed her first one, and now she's late to the second one. Girl, what? And she probably spent she spent that $175 and was like, oh man, that was like half the money I had for the trip. I don't have any money now. And she still owed for the excursions. So it's absolutely insane to even go on this trip at this point, even though she has invested the $500 in the Airbnb or whatever. It's like, dude, don't overextend yourself for a vacation. It's not worth it.
I had to screenshot this because I know you wouldn't believe me. Yeah. Boarding starts at 5.
She said, I had to screenshot this because I knew you wouldn't believe me. Girl, you screenshotted the selection screen, not your receipt. She screenshotted it to support her lie. This is what liars do. They provide tons of unasked for evidence. And it's... Nugget says, Drew creating FOMO.
5:30, I get there at 5:30. You see that Uber? You're saying you have to take that 200 Uber. You're saying excursions. You're saying you're going to pay me back next week. Over here at the top, she says...
Okay, now here is the breakdown for the excursion stuff. So $200 for the snowmobile, $52 for the Lyft, $29 for gas, $87 for car rental, $8 tip from restaurant. Okay? Which $8 tip from restaurant is wild, but whatever. And she says, okay, perfect. And damn, the car rental was $87 a piece. They taxed the F out of us. And she says, yeah, we had to upgrade for a bigger car, so that didn't help. Now, this is her text with Kia, the girl who paid for everything on the trip, okay?
This is your total. I can send you a breakdown if you need it. Thanks for letting me know. You can send the breakdown. I'm still good for Wednesday. No problem. Here is her breakdown. Snowmobile that she owes for is $198.75. The Lyft ticket was $52. It's $250.
So that was Monday. She said she could pay on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, Kia texts Mikala at almost 4 o'clock. Hey, I'm just checking in. And she texts back an hour later. Hey, boo, one sec.
Gas was $29. Rental car was $87. $8 tip from restaurant. Okay, perfect. And damn, the car rental was $87 a piece. They taxed us. No, they didn't. It was a Suburban. We had it for 4 days. Boom, blah, blah, blah. She messaged us yesterday. Hey, boo, just checking in. You said, hey, boo, one sec. Our conversation from last night, I called you multiple times because you didn't pick up. You didn't send this girl her money. Wednesday is coming to an end. You're at a club. She's asking you for your money. You're posting drinks. I have the screenshots if you would like to see those too. Hey, I'm out of town. I'll call you back. I'll pay her in the morning because I'm at a club. I'll pay her. I don't know why she told you I wouldn't when we discussed already.
I'll pay her in the morning because I'm at a club. Girl, what? Get on Apple Pay and just send the money. What are you talking about? You're at a club. Like, what? That's got nothing to do with it. You said you would pay.
It's 1 a.m. here. There's no point. I verbatim said, child, you told her today and you haven't given her a penny. Mikala, I know you're lying.
Ah, there's the cat. Did you guys see?
There's no way you think what you're doing is okay. You had since January to send money. You told her specifically Wednesday, knowing you were out of town. Now it's Wednesday and you don't have it. Girl, she has a whole family and kids and bills, and you're playing with people's money is disrespectful.
Right?
She's talking about Christina. It's like,
it is definitely really disrespectful because this girl paid for the trip like months in advance, and the trip is over. It's been happened, and now Mikala's on a new trip and still hasn't paid for this
you
trip.
don't recall anything me and you have talked about, which is fine, but like I said, she's gonna get the money, so it's nothing to continue to blow out of proportion. And this is where I read her. She said she was called down bad over this, like she didn't have to pay $600 a night for her hotel where she was, and yada yada yada. Basically, this is her giving her sob story as to why she can't give the money right now, which again doesn't matter because you told this girl Wednesday. If you had it next month,
right? And to say you're cash strapped because you're paying $600 a night for a resort vacation is kind of a ridiculous excuse. Like, hey, this is a vacation you've already gone on and someone else paid your way for, and they're not even asking for all of the money back. I think actually Christina does want her money back from the trip, but I don't think she's really asking for it. I think she really wants Kia to get paid back for the stuff that she paid for in January for all of this stuff when they first planned it out. Nugget says banks aren't open when the clubs are open. That's right, man. We can't be going to no ATM in the club. But she ends up paying with like Apple Pay or something anyways, so like it's crazy that she refused to send it. But like the excuse of saying I have to pay $600 a night for my resort vacation is crazy.
you should have just said next month. What you got going on, you owe this girl money, and when she's asking for it, instead of being straight up, you're in the club posting pictures. Pause to read, but I'll read it for you. Mikala, since we're such liars, you asked if I could cover your excursions, since you said I don't remember what we talked about. Until next week, because you spent $200 on an Uber and $175 on a new flight and wouldn't be able to cover excursions and brunches, dinners. I told you somebody else paid for your excursions, but I would cover your food and drinks, so you didn't have to worry about that. Just pay her back for your excursions. Your flight and Uber was $375. Your excursions you were supposed to pay day of were $250. That left $125 if you didn't miss your flight or catch a long Uber. Knowing I was paying for your food and drinks.
So
that's why they called you down bad, because it was
she
you didn't even have the money to
knew
be there regardless.
she couldn't
if you
afford to
missed your
go
flights
on
and Uber.
this.
Nothing else. The way you treated people on this trip was despicable, and to play with people's money who have kids and a household afford to feed while you're on vacation is crazy. If you didn't have it, you shouldn't have went. Same as Deja. There's no reason.
And just the general attitude while not having money to go on the trip is crazy.
I can't read the rest. Here it goes. The reason I said you might as well come is because if $250 was stopping you from coming and you had to pay it next week, you were going to spend $200 Ubering back home. I would rather pay.
Okay, so this is Tina's justification. Meech says Cash App and Venmo are 24/7. For real, dude. Yeah. Like, she definitely could have handled this. Becky says this is too much drama with the face palm. Yeah, dude. It is crazy right now, and she still hasn't paid. And she's basically saying, rightfully so, like, why did you agree to do this if you knew you didn't have the money? Like, this is wild. Meech says, it is a lot of drama, but the audacity of some people is insane. Yeah, and she just keeps going, dude.
Food and drinks for you to come, then you waste $400 on nothing, aka Ubers to and from, because you're not gonna go no more. What you had to do after the trip and the day and your day-to-day financial responsibilities don't stop the fact that you owe her money and gave an exact date.
It's
of
totally
when you
irrelevant.
All of us have shit to pay for and have families to feed. You think you're the only one paying people's bills, Mikala? You think you're special? That's been every day. That's been every day for us. If you knew you had shit to pay and couldn't afford it, you shouldn't have come. Yaz pulled out. Deja pulled out. You could have pulled out if you couldn't afford $525 and $250. You can't be serious. The whole trip, you treated everyone, including the photographer, like Molly the maid. And now you're playing with their funds is something I'll never play about. Nobody forced you to go. Forced you to give a date. You were asked when you can pay, and you were playing with people's money. I don't know where you're from, but girl, we don't play that. And so
okay, so now we will fast forward in the story because it's absolutely an insane amount of drama happening here. I mean, like, there's tons of TikToks in between here that we're not gonna cover. What is this? Oh, here's a picture from the trip. There they are on the Lyft, it looks like. That's cool. I don't think they're skiing, though. I think they're just out there chilling. KO says, perfect word, Meech. Becky says, yes, don't offer to pay for someone to go on a trip. Just cut your losses and take it as a lesson learned. Yeah. And it's wild because Mikala had offered to pay for her friend to go originally. So if Deja had gone too, it would have been a whole mess. So here is the kind of recent like update.
What threw me were the colorist comments, etc., etc. Mind you, old girl is tripping. I'm at work, so I see her response. I make one. The colorist comments and everything is crazy. The group chat is blowing up like, what the on?
Okay, so this is her reaction to the response. So let me pull up the response really quick, and we'll go to my friend Brutal Honesty for that. She did a nice breakdown of this too, but here's Mikala's response to this whole thing. This is Mikala right here in the middle.
Start off by saying that I really don't do the social media stuff, especially drama.
She
and
doesn't
I don't really
do
go
the
to
drama
like that.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm gonna try to keep it short and simple and address the main things that matter.
She has a filter.
The only reason I'm making this video is because
she
one,
said
my
she has a
personal
filter.
information,
Okay.
and then like my
I didn't really introduce it, but Brutal Honesty, the girl in the corner, is hilarious, dude. Like another channel, like if you want a good like story time to like listen to while you're like eating lunch or something or working out or whatever, this girl cracks me up, man. She does not hold back, and her name definitely is fitting. She is brutally honest to all of these people for sure.
Instagram, like my social medias, everything's posted to the sexual harassment allegation. That's very, very serious. And it's not true. I want to start with that.
Okay, what we're talking about there is the chip feeding incident, okay, where she supposedly asked the videographer to feed her a chip.
Jordan already mentioned it's not true. At this point,
Jordan is the videographer. He said it wasn't true.
this woman is saying any and everything she can for some clicks and some views. And I just think it's diabolical. I really do. I think it's crazy.
Diabolical? Girl, the way you acted on the trip is diabolical.
I feel like that was just too far. So
I really love her eyelashes, but I want to hear some
let's just say
explanations
also-
here.
Don't
What is
remember
going on?
Tina exposing her personal information in her IG, but if she did share her personal information, I think that went a little bit too far in my eyes.
Now, Brutal Honesty, she did not. Christina did not share Mikala's information. One of Mikala's friends tagged her in one of the IG posts, which is insane work to call your friend out in front of the whole country. But okay, go off.
The payment was sent to Lakia before she made these videos. And I don't know how to add the screenshots. I'm going to just make a separate post and put the screenshots there of the payments that I sent to Christina and then the payment that I sent to Lakia. Also, just starting out, I never, ever, 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 ever once said that I do not have money. I told her, hey, I'm basically having to spend money that I didn't expect to spend because
See,
of
this
the
is
Uber
just
trip, and
this
then also
reeks
because,
of
and
this
also
reeks
because
of.
I missed.
I am mad now because everyone in the country knows I'm broke, and like Brutal Honesty's thumbnail with just her face and Brokey in the background is brutal, man. I love it. Nugget says, life lesson, never ask a videographer for any chip feeding activities. If you're in the very niche situation where you are eating Taco Tuesday with a videographer and you need a film of yourself eating a chip, but you don't want to use your own hand, don't ask the videographer. All right, I'll remember that. It may save my life one day.
My flight, and for some reason the airline that I chose to, which is on me, the airline that I chose to do, they charge an extra they charged me $200 basically to rebook. And so first I said I wasn't gonna go, then I was like I told her, and she was like, oh no,
$200 to rebook is crazy,
so you might as well come.
Black Magic says major backpedaling. Meech, are you still out there? Can you explain to me why it costs $175 to rebook a flight that you missed? Like, that seems crazy. Like, if they have the the seat open. Like, you already paid for the flight. What are we doing? That seems crazy to me. Maybe 50 or $100, like a transfer fee or something, but like $200 is wild. Or maybe that's normal now. I don't know.
Blah blah blah. Then I call her. She's like, "Oh, I'll cover your food."
You're right. It is major backpedaling,
like,
Black Magic.
All I told her was that I would just go ahead and just sit out on certain things. I never really asked for her to pay for my stuff. She just kind of offered that. And then she
did.
She only paid
Tina
for
did.
my dinner that one time when we went to that restaurant that's at the bottom of the mountain. That's the only time she paid for anything for me. So that's another thing too. She made it seem like she was paying and paying.
Yeah, but
that's not what happened.
she did pay for you though.
Flight, though. And then you paid $200 for an Uber. You would only had $125 left. So like, what exactly were you traveling with?
She had the calculator out.
That's not enough money for you to be going out. For you to be spending.
I love it.
Like,
I love the
be suffering for
calculator.
real.
That's great.
If you're gonna go on a trip, you need to make sure that you have a safety net because you don't know what may take place in the state or country you're visiting. So
What
it's
is
better to be safe
$250
than
into
sorry,
$375?
Aspen
Get the
is expensive.
calculator.
Even if she traveled to California, $125 wouldn't have been enough for her to really be able
For
to
real,
do it,
dude, what are you
because
doing?
That would have taken up food alone. And depending on what restaurant you went to, that's like $1 or $2
$125 is nothing, dude. Like, I don't know where they're getting to. Like, I think she's embarrassed that she got called out for being broke, whatever, on the trip. But it's like, no one's calling you broke. It's just like, don't overcommit, because now you're putting these other ladies out who paid for you. Like, it just isn't fair. Nugget says, I think I saw these people on the court show Miss Pat Settles It. I haven't seen that one. I'll have to check that out.
meals. Like, come on, man. You got to do better.
So even the comments about me being broke, even though it didn't bother me, it was just confusing because it was like, girl,
It
like,
did bother you,
like I
girl.
told
You
to
made a
call, and I
whole
had
TikTok
conversation with
account
you.
for this.
Like I told you through text, like I just wanted to be able to have money for like the food and stuff like that, and I had to pay for my 2-week trip that I'm on right now. So it's just like she was well aware of all of this, and I made it very clear to her, but I never said I didn't have the money. And
You
so,
didn't have the money. I don't know what it is.
Right?
Like, you and your
Exactly.
friends. You didn't have the money
Like-
to take that trip to Aspen, so you shouldn't have went. Keep your money in your pocket. Because that's
Exactly,
what it's boiling down to.
basically, the whole I didn't have clothes, I didn't have shoes, I didn't have hats and gloves. Like, I just think that's just so crazy because I'm wearing it. Nobody is my size. I'm 5'1".
Okay, so she did
a little on
now.
the thicker side, and everybody's kind of a slimmer side. There's no way possible I would have been able to.
In Mikala's defense, the photos I have seen, like that photo I just showed, she is wearing her own clothes in the thing. So saying that she didn't have a hat and gloves is kind of weird. But she did ask the other girls if she could borrow theirs, which is like, it's wild. It's like, you're only going on a 4-day trip. Just plan out your outfits you're going to wear and bring them. It's simple.
Fit anybody's clothes. So I just thought that was just, just like the girl say anything, And so what I had just came to the realization, like kind of during the trip, is that from the beginning she was plotting on it to be like a bad girls type situation, and I didn't go there for drama. I made
So
it very
this
clear
is
first
the other
night
side of
when
it.
her friend made certain comments to me twice.
Do we think Christina planned this whole thing with inviting the broke girl onto the trip because she knew that there would be problems and that everyone else could cover for her? And if they were paying her way, then they would have like some sort of like power over her to be able to, talk down to her in a way on the trip. Maybe that's a theory. I didn't get that impression from watching Christina's videos, but it could be true because she is all about that content. After all, she hired a videographer to film her vacation.
One about being late, like I can control, like I'm a pilot or something. And then also when it came to...
Girl, what? She's blaming the pilot because she was late? You missed your flight. And then you were late for the second flight. What are we talking about here? These excuses are crazy.
Me choosing the room, like everybody had kind of already chose their room for real, and nobody went upstairs. And so when I went upstairs, I took a look. I was like, oh shoot, there's room for more than one person. By then, Jaden and
she is really pretty though. I like her makeup and her hair. Those eyelashes are awesome too. I mean, obviously fake, but this is a lot of work to get these looks. So I definitely respect that. Black Magic says that would be diabolical. Yeah, exactly.
Christina had already picked the room that's downstairs. Jordan I'd already picked the room that's way at the bottom. So
but you never know. It could be true.
She chose the couch. And so the only people that was left was me and Lakia. So I was like, Lakia, like, hey, you can stay up here, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, and that's what we did. We stayed upstairs. And even with that being said, yeah, me and Lakia were roomies, and we had a grown woman conversation. I told her what day I was going to send.
Lakia is the girl who paid for the whole trip, and they stayed together in the master.
The money. And so we had an understanding, like, it really wasn't an issue on any of me and Lakia's end. Like, we had a grown woman-to-woman talk, so, and I, again, paid her. So, you know, even the videos coming out later is just very...
But she never should have had to have a grown woman talk with you because you are a grown woman. Like, she should never have had to tell you these basic things.
But next thing I wanted to address... One of the very last things I wanted to address
what
also,
happened?
too, is I knew Jordan was coming as a photographer. If I would have known this was going to be like some baddies, or we were going to be recording our fights and stuff like that, mind you, I wasn't aware. I would have never went, because I told them from the beginning, even after the whole Deja thing happened, that I was very, very, very much so debating on going. Well, I told Christina that.
Now, I am on her team here, because if I was about to go on a trip and the girl who canceled on the trip just got a story time from Christina and went viral on TikTok before the trip even happened, I can understand her not wanting to go on the trip now, because she's like, well, there's going to be a videographer there, and she's just going to, spread something about me. And she ended up being right about that. She should have listened to her initial fears there.
So for that to happen, I get there, the Sharon situation, I was like, yeah, I told them, I said, hey, I'm not here for no type of drama. I'm here for a peaceful girls trip. They said, oh, we're on the same page, whoop-de-whoop, but obviously it was planned. Christina is now saying it was scripted, so it's just very much so given. She did all this for clout, and she provoked a lot of things on that trip too. Plus, she pissed a lot of people off on that trip. It wasn't just me getting into it, everybody.
Based on seeing her hair here, she's wearing her natural hair. So the idea that this young woman wouldn't have been able to do her hair is really beyond me, unless that's a weave. And even if it is a weave, she could still do it. As far as I'm concerned,
Yeah,
I would probably.
She just wanted her
I'm
to
on
flat
3
iron
characters
it.
in, and y'all look like y'all not a safe place to be at all. Like, it's too much, man.
Yeah,
you really gotta know
exactly,
who's
dude.
like, nah.
She's
Well,
so
I said,
right, man. All of them are a problem.
Look, she played with Lakia so bad, Lakia ended up putting her in a headlock at one point, and it's just because the woman, she does a lot. Like, I didn't know she was like that. Like, even in Jamaica, a lot of people didn't really like her.
A lot.
And we're like, I'm going on a trip. Women and men have said that to me. And, you know, I was just like, you know, let me just feel her out. Like, you know, I just felt like, okay, she doesn't seem like a horrible person. When we kept in contact, she was cool. The only time I questioned that is when the whole Deja situation happened. I was like,
yeah, you should have known then that what was up. You should have known right then.
And I kind of told her that when we had our one-on-one talk. I was like, you know, when people tell you stuff as their friend, you're not supposed to go back and be messy and repeat that. And I did tell her she was messy. And it was me, her, and Jordan in the car when I told her that.
Messy is a nice way to say it.
It went for me thinking, like, maybe it wasn't intentional. Now I know it is very much so intentional. She's very self-aware of what she does. And it's really bad. Even today, because she's been going on and on and on and on and on.
She has.
Even today,
dude,
she put in her
Christina has a
story
ton of
that I
videos
lied
about
to
this.
Everybody about my age. Mind you, I post my birthday every year. My birthday's on Instagram. I told everybody I was 27 years old. I'm not to an age or a point where I feel like I gotta lie about my age. I've never done it in my life. It's just like very pointless little white lies. Even the whole my card declined with the liquor. How is that possible if I came out with liquor? And you know, it's just very interesting. Even when she did pay for my dinner and she was like, oh, you got the Don Julio, I didn't think she was going to pay for it. I was drinking and eating thing that I was going to pay for because I had paid for all my stuff prior to then anyway. When we went to Starbucks, when we went to the store, like, so it's just like I didn't expect her to pay, and she paid. And I was like, well, she did say she would, so hey.
Like, even you admitted she said that she'll cover your food or whatever because you did not have the funds. That wasn't a lie. If you had your card, why would you say you didn't have the funds? You spent more than you thought you would spend to get down there due to you missing a flight. It wasn't on the pilot. It was on you.
Yeah,
she did encourage
exactly, man. It was definitely her fault for being late. I was trying to find the spot where she says that she's... her friends call her Miss 1942 or something, and then she has a friend off camera to vouch for her being Miss 1942.
I was under the impression I was going to be paying for my own stuff because she hadn't paid for anything prior to then, and that was the first and last time she paid for something. So, just to get to wrapping this up, because I'm I'm really done with this.
Plus, you get to wrapping this up. If it's multiple people that's telling you the exact same thing, you need to take that into consideration. It's not like, oh, I want to get to know her for myself. Okay, well, get to know her, but don't get to know her on no trip where you're coming ill prepared because you did. Your finances weren't in a position that they needed to be in for you to be taking that trip.
Yeah. The last thing I want to say is again, the sexual harassment allegation is crazy. It never happened. Even the whole trip thing was a joke. I would never try to expose myself to get pictures that I can take myself on my own tripod if that's the case. Which ended. But pictures for like come on now. Like that's just a lot of stuff that was said is crazy. She's doing it for clout and y'all are giving her the clout. And I get it. It's like her page was not booming
the clout.
This
oh my gosh, doing it for the
so
clout.
I get it, but at the same time, it's like at some point it's just got to stop because sexual allegations is.
It does have to stop. You're right. Becky says, "Good night, folks. Stay safe." Becky, have a great weekend. Thank you for being with us. Black Magic says, "I don't know who to believe up to this point. I think they're both telling some truth and some exaggerations, but how much of each is tough to call." I totally agree. Like, there's definitely some points on both sides where I'm like, okay, I definitely see her point there. But, like, just, it seems like a lot of things happen that aren't being mentioned, and, like, certain things are just being pulled out to make these gotcha point videos. But yes, so Tina did respond with another another video. So let's hear a little bit of her response.
And why is she saying this? Like, nothing was said in the group chat. Mikala's over here on the live with the girl and then ends up exiting. By the time I get off work, mind you, they were on that live for 4 hours. At this point, I'm popping in. And again, remember the Libra, we're here and we're here. She could have made as many videos as she wanted and I still would have been like this. But this came from them colorism and weird ass comments, because one thing about TikTok is they're gonna take it and they're gonna flip it. So basically, long story short, I hop in that live and I just go and I start saying my piece and I start low-key spazzing because what's going on? Like, where the fuck is this coming from? What aesthetic do you
Black
not
Magic says, I keep flip-flopping. There's definitely some missing information, Drew. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
We have friends that work, dead-end jobs. We got friends that work all kinds of... At that time in that group chat, we had all kinds of bitches. We had black women, white women, Hispanic women. We had literally everything under the sun. We had big women. We had skinny women. What aesthetic are you not fitting? Like, and literally all we talked about were flight plans and what we want to wear. Like, that was quite literally...
So she's
you don't have to say that.
And
I don't even know where the colors comments came into play. So that, I stand on 10 toes on what I said to her because that was weird. However, after the trip, Jay and I were looking back on it and we're like, damn...
Her makeup looks amazing, by the way. What is going on?
We doubt she was okay with the post. We doubt. I really think it was Mikala being messy. And I only say that because, again, when that video was sent out, whatever, when I had Rachel profile picture, I'm not going to lie, when I troll. I was dead ass wrong. I will be honest with you. But like I said, when I troll. When I do what I do. And it's not often, but the times that I'm really like, colorism, bro, you're lying, and y'all know I don't like no liar. So now I'm going to do the most. And, basically, long story short, I was just like, it is what it is. She was kikiing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's giving you were never that girl's friend to begin with. It's giving you didn't like her. It's giving you lied about what she said. So yes, the Deja situation, I will absolutely take full accountability and say that I do think that I was wrong in trolling her as bad as I did. And actually not even reaching out to her for clarity. In my mind, I'm like, why would I reach out to somebody who I didn't invite, who I'm not friends with, who I don't speak to?
I like that she's taking ownership here. She's saying, okay, maybe I took it a little bit too far with the Deja thing. Black Magic says, right, I was just thinking her makeup looks good, and I don't know crap about makeup. Me either, dude, but whatever she's doing is awesome.
Again, was it wrong? After the Aspen trip, I absolutely felt bad, because I then saw who the true villain was in everything. And, again, she did dodge a bullet by coming on that trip, because had she have came on that trip and she didn't have money and she was making Mikala fronting for her, she would have been outside. Like,
for sure.
Not literally, but she would have been on that couch. Like, she
Deja
really
would have had a horrible time
no food to eat, no
in
money.
Colorado.
I'm sure she would, because I'm sure she has too. But you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody in the group was going to front that for her because we genuinely don't know her. And her friend said she was going to take care of her, and she couldn't even take care of herself. So she would have really been in that space. And as far as one of the last things that I will say in regard to, the trip and the girl and everything, I never actually intended on making this video. The trip, and like I said, the trip happened. We were going to let it slide, but I don't necessarily play about my friends, and I don't play about finances. It was never necessarily about, the money is a problem. It was, again, the principle of
the struggles of trying to peel a small adhesive strip with those big claws.
You're going to do something, you do it. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't have, and I'll be very transparent and honest with you, someone's like, well, if you're big money, you should have just paid that $250. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't give a how much money I have. As a grown woman, I'm not paying for nobody's
I don't think it's her job to
trip.
pay for
I'm
the
not paying
trip.
for anyone's full trip
Right.
anywhere. Like, unless it's my man and it's his birthday or a special occasion, I'm not even paying for that nigga shit. Like,
for sure.
The only person whose full tab I pay for is my mother's. Correct. My best friend
And
won't even ask me
Jordan.
for
She
shit
paid
like that.
for
Like, that
Jordan.
is weird
Yep.
to expect to.
Okay.
Last minute, you couldn't go. You didn't have the funds. There was no planning really to be done other than we're gonna go, and these are our 2 excursions for the 2 days. It was that simple. There was no definite, finite plans. None of that. This isn't a full-fledged planned out girl trip. This was literally meant to be a relaxing vacation. Which, mind you, there were good times on the trip. She wasn't the only bad.
This
But
is
my
so
video was
relaxing,
focused
right,
on
guys?
her specifically, accountability has to be held somewhere. And the second that she was playing about the girl money, and I said, oh, okay, so I'm gonna have to send the money today. So I basically paid for your whole trip to Aspen. I'm leaving with something. Yeah. And I'm about to make that money. Like, I'm not about to play with you. If you want to play and act and this.
Okay. So she, in order to recoup some of the money, she made all these TikTok videos because you make money if you post videos on TikTok and they get a lot of views.
Respect people. Again, y'all were talking about money.
Which,
if she would've came on that trip
honestly,
and been humble,
get that
go ahead.
money, dude.
If she would have paid that girl her money, there'd been no issue.
She's
if she told
blowing
her I'll
up.
pay you in 2 months,
Her
and she paid her in
account's
2 months,
blowing
there'd
up
been no
now.
issue. The problem was the fact that she said she was going to pay. She treated everyone, every single person on that trip poorly. Everyone will attest. And then turned around and was playing like, I'm on a resort. I got so much money. Pay this girl her funds.
Yeah.
Immediately. How do you say
Crazy.
immediately in Spanish? Rapido.
Rapido.
Like, what are we doing? And even in the first message I sent her, she was like, girl, you can't think that this is right.
We're
like,
getting
I'm still trying
multilingual.
to talk to her because she is a really sweet girl. However,
That's what I'm saying. Like, all of these girls seem so nice. Like, I'll show you real quick at the beginning of Brutal Honesty's video, because she shows a clip of all of the characters, so you can see what everyone else looks like that we haven't seen. So you can put a face to the names. So here is, hold on, let me find the part.
Heard on the trip. But first, we're going to get introduced to the cast of the soap opera, because it just gets worse. Jaden, screaming lady on the street.
Okay, so Jaden is the one girl. She's the one who went off on her to start with. Kia, she's the one who paid for everything up front.
Hi, Miss Broom, fight the F now. June,
June is the girl in the dishwasher story who is like, I started the dishwasher. Who left the dishwasher wide open? Nugget Man says this TikTok girl and the RMG phone screener need to be friends. For sure.
who left the dishwasher open. Jordan, photographer, videographer.
There's Jordan. He has his own page. He's posted his own responses in this whole thing.
Chaperone. Tina, the sugar mama, allegedly.
And there's
oh my
Tina.
God.
Okay. So now you know what everybody looks like.
I think that we all kind of thought that like she just wasn't getting it. But after seeing her response video and seeing her lie means that she did get it. She was just trying to get away with it. And she just wants y'all on her side, which is why she's lying. Because if she would have made a video and was like, yeah, I did this, and yeah, I did this, and yeah, I did this, I couldn't even be mad at her, because at this point, girl, you really just think that what you're doing is okay. And I can't help you because that's a mindset thing. But to get online and then lie, you knew what the was doing was wrong. You was trying to take advantage. And now you're trying to lie and spin the narrative to where it doesn't look like that. So
I think there's a little bit of, not necessarily lying, but I think there's some success, just certain details are being pulled out to make points, but we're not telling full stories, so none of these things really seem like the full-fledged truth.
I don't know. I really don't have any sympathy. I don't have any remorse. I don't have any ill will feelings. Again, I don't think that I'm necessarily a mean girl. The Deja thing, I do apologize to her for, because at the end of the day, I was operating based off of what her friend said instead of specifically reaching out to her, which again, I will never just add a +1, because I will never reach out to anybody in regards to what somebody else is saying and that's your friend.
Right?
I don't think I should have to, and I'm not going to deal with that. Meaning, there's no more +1s. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They've done it for everyone. But I do apologize for trolling her that hard and for blindly believing what this girl said. But hey, it is what it is. We live and we learn. But those are just some things to clarify. For people to think that I would really be on here putting shit out there like that as a skit is crazy. Like, I've never been a skit type of girl. Other than like a Bad Girls Club, like fake, like I don't know if you guys know who Bowman is, or the Bowmiser, and him and his friends do like those little like very like noticeably scripted skits like for funsies. That's what that was going to be. It wasn't gonna be a full blown to make y'all believe. It was gonna be a very noticeable. They're just having a good time on a girls trip type.
Okay, so she's clarifying it was all like a skit. It wasn't like she was editing a whole like Bad Girls Club full length episode or anything. Nugget says I feel like I'm Cece's POV. Cece. Black Magic says they need to plan another trip together and bring the photographer again. That would get some views on talk. Yeah, oh my gosh, I know, dude, for real. Everyone's gonna be following these people now. Like, hey, let's see another trip with the gang, you know?
So, do what you want to do. We went to Paris. Me, Jordan, Sharon, our friend Daniel, everyone went to Paris. We had a... So, he'll probably...
Okay, also, if you want to check out her page, she is Tina Bean on TikTok. TinaBeean. Tina Bean.
End up posting that content too, but just to clarify, I'm gonna clear up. I'm gonna go get dinner, which is why I'm getting ready. But I'm gonna clear up a couple things because it seems that there's like a miscommunication or people aren't understanding certain things about the trip, yada yada yada. So I'm just gonna clarify some stuff, or maybe it's just people just not fully watching the videos. That's also a possibility. But to sum it up,
forgive me, I didn't watch all of the 15 hours of content about this. Lord have mercy, man. Nugget says Chocolate Charlie with Crystal. Yeah, okay, yeah. Absolutely, dude. This is like the Chocolate Charlie POV because he's listening to these like 100-mile-an-hour chipmunk stories all the time.
Everybody on the group knew each other for the most part. I have known Lakeisha.
I wasn't making fun of her, by the way. That's just what I call it when I speed up a video because everyone sounds like Alvin the Chipmunk.
Yeah, for 10 plus years. I've known Sharon for 10 plus years. He's my best friend. I have known Jordan for 8 years. I've known Jaden for about 4 years now. Yep. I met Mikala in September. Lakia knows Sharon, knows me.
Okay, so they all know each other except for Mikala, which was... I mean, it was nice to want to include her and invite her, but also, like, dude, you gotta be careful who you go on a trip with, man.
That was the first time Lakia met Jordan. Jordan knows me and Sharon. Y'all are talking about, you know, why would you bring a videographer? It's getting scripted. When I went to Paris, I also flew him out. Well, had the same arrangement, but essentially he flew out for the same thing. You know, got paid, whatever, shot all of our Paris content. There was no real drama in Paris for real. There was one friend who had to end up going home because she was disrespectful, but other than that, and that wasn't even important because it's not, the purpose of these trips is not to be messy. This trip just happened to be messy. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, sure. But also, you brought a videographer. So it kind of seems like you got the desired result that you wanted, you know? Now, of course, there's hours and hours of excessive footage covering this, and all of the characters have come out and revealed their side of the story. You can go through the TikToks and you can hear Kia's point of view. You can hear Jordan tell the story about the chip eating thing and him yelling at her in the van, and the Don Julio 1942 conversation, that whole thing. It's hilarious. Mikala actually has a video where she's like, oh, in this whole everyone dragging me for drinking 1942 when I'm on somebody else's tab. She's like, it's not like I'm being bougie. That's just what I drink. Everyone knows I'm Miss 1942. And then she like leans off screen like, right? And then some girl in the background's like, yeah, Miss 1942. Like, what? So it's all just like, it's crazy. It's wild. I don't know what to make of it still. I think there's points on both sides here. I tend to lean toward Christina kind of being in the right about a lot of the things, but also I do feel like she stirred things up on purpose, you know? Like, I think she kind of knew that things were gonna get a little bit crazy on this trip, and I don't know if she fully like set up exactly what was going to be the problem, but I think she knew that if she brings this girl who doesn't have a lot of money on a trip with lots of people who have money, they could basically treat her however they wanted, in her opinion. Is at least the impression that I kind of got. So that's kind of my negative impression of Christina's point of view. Nugget Man says, I want that 2042 tequila. You know what? I've never had 1942. I've had Don Julio, but I've never had 1942. Is it really good? Is it expensive? I guess we could look that up really quick, but I like a tequila called Tres Generaciones. It is, Scarf Mommy said, hashtag Team Christina. Yeah, I feel you. I'm on Tina's side too, man. It's why am I green all of a sudden? Oh, it's the computer screen. I was like, whoa, what happened? Let me see here. How much is... okay, Don Julio 1942. I've had regular Don Julio. I've never had this 1942. But it is an añejo, which means aged in Spanish. So it's an aged tequila, and it is $150-ish, $200 a bottle, depending on where you get it. So okay, so that's a pretty decent decent price thing. But definitely not something I would be ordering if I was on somebody else's tab. You know, like I'm not gonna order a drink that's, if it's $200 bottle in real life, like outside of the club pricing, in clubland, it's gonna be like $1,000, $1,500 for the bottle. So a shot's gonna be, I don't even know. Nugget says, next episode, Drew, drink the 1942. Dude, let me see if they have a small, like if they have like a smaller one, I'll get it, but I'm not going to get a $200 bottle of tequila. I don't even drink tequila that much. Oh, here, yeah, they do have a small one for $15. 50 milliliters. Okay. All right. I will do that. I'll get the little bottle of the 1942 and I will try it on the next stream. Yeah, okay. So now we got something to look forward to. I definitely it's one of the more pleasurable things I've had to eat on or try on stream. Definitely better than the hard-boiled egg with icing and sprinkles on it. Black Magic says, let's do a GoFundMe pool. Oh, you don't have to do that. That's not why I'm doing this. I will get a small, they've got like the little, like Christina was talking about, the personal bottles, you know, the little, it's like a little tiny version of the big bottle. So I'll check my local stores and see if somebody has that little bottle. Nugget says, and Aspen surcharges. Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. What a wild ride. But yeah, so as usual, I will link the well, I guess I can't link because I don't know, YouTube's weird. They don't want us to like promote another platform, so I won't have the link in the description, but I will have the names of everyone's TikTok accounts if you want to check out all the different characters. Ko says 1942 Nug funds are open. No, I got it. I appreciate you guys. Nugget says Drew is here for his peeps and us. That's right. That's right. All my little duck peeps and all my online peeps. I appreciate all of the peeps. Ko says we will personally buy it. No, it's all right. No big deal. Black Magic says, you bring us so much entertainment I'm sure some of us wouldn't have a problem helping with stuff like this for the show content. Well, hey, I appreciate that. I am glad that you guys get entertainment out of it because I have so much fun doing this too. So don't worry about sending me money. Someday, maybe we'll be monetized on YouTube. What you need is, in order to accept like memberships and super chats and all of that stuff on YouTube, you need 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. So, someday maybe we'll get there. If not, I don't care. Brett, I'm just having fun. I don't care if only 2 people are watching. I'll still do it. I like hanging out and have a little blue drink, talk about some crazy story, because we got enough serious stuff going on in this world. You don't want to hear me talk about the news. We're never going to. We're not going to talk politics here. We're just talking about fun, stupid stuff. What does Kendrick say? Crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. Any of those things, they're going to be on this show, okay? Black Magic says, let's get these numbers up for Drew. Hey, I appreciate that. If you're watching this, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. That definitely helps tell YouTube that you like what you're seeing. And I appreciate you all being here. And thank you for the nice words in the chat. I appreciate that very much because I have a good time doing this. And we're going to keep going, baby. We're at 40-something episodes. So yeah, we're coming up on 50 episodes. We'll hit that in April sometime. KO says, bro, 3K watch hours. To give you some perspective, the stream from Monday, Nugget says, my middle name is fun, stupid stuff. Yeah, exactly, man. I love that mantra. I don't know why. I love Kendrick's new album, but that crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious, that's that's my mantra for these topics. It will fit one of those words. Scarf Mommy says, dual stream on Twitch. We can get you monetized there easily. Dude, I don't know enough about Twitch. I'm not into I don't want to do video games. I'm not super good at video games. If you guys play Fortnite, I play that sometimes. So hit me up on there if you want. But I suck at video games. That's why I don't have a Twitch. I feel like nobody would want to watch me just yap about stupid stuff. But hey, never know. Yeah, but I definitely, so we normally get like 30 or 40 views total, because once the stream happens, it takes a day to process, so then it'll post the next day and then go out to people, and sometimes YouTube will show it to 3 people and no one clicks on it, and then other times they show it to 3,000 people, like Monday's show currently has 3,000 impressions and 100 views or something like that, which is not a lot, but I was like, what? Who are all of you people? So thank you for watching. My name is Drew, and I talk about stupid stuff that I find on the internet. Black Magic says, no video games, your show is great as is. I like how it's not serious topics and it's just entertainment. Yes, I even when we talk serious topics, I try and make it fun. Because, sometimes you gotta talk about what's out there. Like the stream about the female streamer whose car got lit on fire. That was definitely kind of a heavy topic, but I think it was good. I try and keep it lighthearted. Nugget says, damn, I'm going to watch Monday's show right now. I appreciate that, man. Monday we talked about an MLM called Monat is trying to disguise its identity as an MLM by selling its products on TikTok Shop, which is crazy. So, but KO says Drew is my news. I hope not, because this is, yeah, not a lot of news here. But hey, thank you guys for being here. Black Magic says there's too much serious stuff going on in the world. It's nice to escape for a few hours a week. I am right there with you, man. That's exactly why I do this, because it's like, let's talk about something that has no consequence in any of our lives, and just debate about some girl's trip to Aspen or whatever the thing is, you know? TikTok's always got some crazy stuff for us, so I try and keep my finger on the pulse of that. Nugget says that was heavy, dude. Yeah, little ode to JLR. And I know you guys keep asking. I will I will try and remember to upload some pictures to this computer of the ducks so I can show some ducklings. But I think that's it for tonight. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here and chatting. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I will be back again on Monday evening and every Monday and Friday. And I hope you all have a great one. And we'll see you then. Peace.